Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something big. Something that's got the entire Street Outlaws community buzzing, and trust me, you're gonna want to hear this. Imagine this, 10 pro mod monsters going head to head with 10 no prep kings warriors on a no prep surface. Not just for bragging rights, we're talking over $100,000 on the line. This isn't just racing, it's war. So buckle up, because this one's about to get wild. Now, if you're new here, let me fill you in. Pro mods and no prep kings cars are two completely different beasts. Pro mods are sleek, lightweight, purpose-built speed machines with long wheelbases and aerodynamic bodies that scream built for speed. On the other hand, no prep kings, NPK, cars are brutal street fighters, heavier, more rugged, and built to grip on unpredictable, unprepped tracks. You're basically putting a lion in the ring with a tiger, two predators with different instincts but the same hunger to win. But here's the twist, these pro mods won't be running on their usual pristine, sticky tracks. Nope. They'll be thrown into the wild, unpredictable world of no prep kings racing. This isn't your grandma's Sunday drive, this is raw, unfiltered racing on a track that's more Wild West than NASCAR. Slick spots, uneven patches, and absolutely no forgiveness. Word of this possible race broke after big country Corey Swanstrom went live with none other than Victor Alvarez. And if you know these two, you know it's not just talk. They're throwing out big ideas, and even bigger numbers. $100,000 plus to the winner? You better believe the best of the best will show up for that kind of cash. Swanstrom even hinted that he'd throw some money into the pot himself to make it happen. When racers start putting up their own money, you know it's serious. And here's where it gets even juicier. It's not just about money, it's about pride. No Prep Kings racers have already dipped their toes into pro mod and radial racing, but this is a chance to flip the script. Now, it's time for the pro mod elite to step onto our turf, the no prep surface. Can they hang? Can they adapt? There's only one way to find out. But don't sleep on the pro mod racers. They might be used to a different setup, but you can bet these guys aren't showing up just to give it a try. They'll be ready. They'll put weight on the cars, shift balance points, and do whatever it takes to dial in for the no prep chaos. Pro mod racers aren't just fast, they're smart. They know how to adapt, and they've got one big advantage: weight. Their cars are naturally lighter than NPK cars, so adding some weight to balance it out isn't as big of a deal as it sounds. That long wheelbase might help them stabilize on the sketchy surface too. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's take a moment to recognize the no prep kings racers already making waves. Kelley's win is still sending shockwaves through the racing world, but don't forget about Callie Mills. She took home a win in the no time class, a win that people aren't talking about enough. She and her crew deserve every bit of respect for that. They represented NPK racers to the fullest and did it on 275 tires, which is a whole other level of difficulty. No doubt, these wins add fuel to the fire for this pro mod versus NPK clash. If anything, these wins prove that NPK racers are always ready to step up, whether it's in their own league or on unfamiliar ground. So, when pro mod racers step into our world, the no prep kings world, you better believe NPK racers are ready for the challenge. The stakes couldn't be higher. What would this race look like? Picture this, Bradenton Motorsports Park. 20 racers. 10 pro mod legends. 10 no prep kings icons. Each one lined up, engines roaring, turbos screaming, and the tension so thick you could cut it with a knife. The race will follow NPK rules, which means 34.5-inch tires, steel roofs, and some weight adjustments to make things fair. No fancy tracks, no easy runs, just pure grit and guts. What makes this so exciting is the unpredictability. Pro mod cars aren't used to running no prep surfaces. Will they have the grip? Will they figure it out in time? Or will NPK racers, masters of the no prep, teach them a lesson on their own turf? But here's a wild thought, what if it's not that one-sided? What if pro mod racers figure it out faster than expected? These guys aren't rookies. Many of them have dipped into radial racing, which also involves tricky surfaces. And with $100,000 on the line, you know every racer will bring their A game. No shortcuts. No excuses. Who wins this showdown? If you're a die-hard NPK fan, you're probably thinking, we got this. After all, NPK racers live for these conditions. They train for unpredictability, for chaos, for that raw, untamed surface that separates the good from the great. It's their home field. And when it comes to home field advantage, NPK racers don't play around. But pro mod racers aren't pushovers. They're engineers, strategists, and masters of physics. They understand weight distribution and aerodynamics better than anyone. Plus, they'll have time to prepare, and you know they'll be testing and tuning like mad scientists before the race. It's hard to say which side has the edge. But you can be sure of one thing, we all win. Because this is the kind of showdown that only comes around once in a while. Two worlds colliding. Two sets of rules. One massive cash prize. What do you think? This is where you come in. Drop a comment below and tell me, who do you think wins? Team Pro Mod or Team No Prep Kings? Are you rolling with the tried and true NPK heavyweights, or are you putting your money on the Pro Mod speed freaks? And if you're as hyped for this race as I am, hit that like button right now. Every like tells the world we need this race to happen. We want it. We're ready for it. So let's make some noise. If enough people show interest, you know the organizers are gonna hear us. And hey, maybe one of you will be there, front row, watching history in the making. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this epic showdown. You'll be the first to know if and when it happens. Because believe me, this is one race you do not want to miss. The future of street racing, a new era on the horizon? Street racing has always been about more than fast cars and checkered flags. It's a culture fueled by adrenaline, competition, and camaraderie. For years, shows like Street Outlaws have captured this essence, bringing underground racing to mainstream TV. But with signs that the traditional format is winding down and a shortage of new street-focused content, fans are left wondering, what's next for street racing? While Street Outlaws was a pioneer in bringing raw, authentic street racing to our screens, its future seems uncertain. With no confirmed follow-up to the core series and only No Prep Kings Season 6 on the horizon, some fear that street racing could be fading from the public eye. But true fans know that street racing is more than a TV show, it's a lifestyle. And it appears one man may be ready to lead the charge into a bold new future, Boosted GT. Earlier this year, Boosted GT teased fans with a social media post that sent shockwaves through the community. The photo, featuring him surrounded by professional cameras, hinted at a possible new project in the works. Could it be the revival street racing fans have been waiting for? If the rumors are true, this new content may be focused on small tire racing, a rawer, more accessible form of the sport that many believe captures the true spirit of street racing. Even more promising is the speculation that Boosted GT is working with Pilgrim Studios, the production powerhouse behind Street Outlaws. If so, this could be the beginning of a fresh chapter, starting with a pilot episode. If successful, it might just spark a brand new show. But unlike the old days of cable TV, this time, there's talk of moving to platforms like YouTube. This shift could be revolutionary for street racing. Unlike traditional TV, where shows compete for time slots against giants like Monday Night Football, YouTube provides an on-demand, 24/7 platform where content is always available. Fans wouldn't have to wait for episodes to air, they could tune in whenever they want. This model could foster a more engaged and active community, allowing street racing enthusiasts to connect with content in a way that TV never could. But the most intriguing part of the rumor mill? Possible involvement from none other than Dana White, the UFC president known for turning fringe sports into global sensations. If Dana White were to back a street racing project, it could bring unprecedented attention, funding, and legitimacy to the scene. With his reputation for transforming the UFC into a multi-billion-dollar empire, his involvement could propel street racing to mainstream heights like never before. Of course, nothing is confirmed just yet. The hints and whispers remain just that, speculation. But one thing is clear, the street racing community is ready for something new. Fans have grown into a family bonded by shared excitement, debates over cars, and the thrill of the race. Projects like Boosted GT's possible new series represent hope, a chance to rekindle the fire that Street Outlaws started. If this new wave of street racing does hit YouTube or another online platform, it could be a game changer. The accessibility and flexibility of online content give creators the power to connect directly with their audience, free from the constraints of network schedules. For fans, it means more content, more frequently, and on their own terms. The future of street racing isn't set in stone, but it's far from over. From small tire racing to the possibility of partnerships with industry giants, the next chapter could be the most exciting one yet. For now, all we can do is support the creators and voices pushing for this evolution. Whether it's through likes, shares, or simply keeping the conversation alive, the future of street racing depends on the passion of its fans. So, is this the dawn of a new era for street racing? With new platforms, fresh formats, and potential powerhouse partnerships, the answer just might be yes. One thing is certain, the spirit of street racing is still burning bright.